Hi, Mr. Ko here, and today's topic is slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So our goal for today is we're going to identify lines that are parallel, and we're going to identify lines that are perpendicular. So our California standards we're going to cover for today is Algebra Standards 8.0 and 25.1. Our vocabulary that we need to know for today is parallel lines, and parallel lines have the same slope. And then the other vocabulary word that we need to know is perpendicular lines, and perpendicular lines have a slope that is the opposite reciprocal. Okay? Alright, so today's lesson is actually quite easy. So all we're really going to do is we're going to just identify the slope. So let's start off with something that's nice and easy where the slope is already identified. Looking at here, we have looking just at the slope itself. Because remember, you are looking for the format of y is equal to mx plus b. That is your slope. And if we were to go ahead and graph these type of lines, we want to know which one of these is going to be parallel. And parallel meaning they're going to have your lines that are going to be either like this or like this, where they're never ever touching the lines itself. So all we have to do is look for the, as long as we look for the problem that are in a slope-intercept format, and we look for the slope, and if the slope is the exact same number, they're going to be parallel. So right here, this and this are parallel. Now, if we were to graph this and graph this out, we're looking at lines that are going to be like this, which means they're not going to be parallel to each other. So let's look at something else. I believe the 4 and this might be parallel. Let's go ahead and have a look at that. So if I were to graph this out, so y is equal to 4 would mean that no matter what the value of x is, it's always going to be 4 on the value of y. So if I say x is 0, so 0, 4, you're going to have 1 right here. 0, let me see, 1, 4, so you're going to go over 1. So this is that line for this. And so let's do this one right here. Let's do it on the same one. So this means whatever the value of x will be, your y will always be -1. So you're looking at 0, -1, so 0, -1 right there, 1, -1 right there, 2, -1 right there. So these are parallel. So this right here is parallel to this. Now you're wondering, well, what about the slope here? Well, this is actually just your b. So that's your 4, that's your -1. Your slope is 0. So if you look at it, no slope, which means they're always going to be parallel. So y, 4, and y is equal to -1, those are parallel. And then 2x plus 2, 2x plus 1, those are going to be parallel. Now this is going to create a positive slope. So you're looking at something that's going to be like this. Okay? So now let's look at this one. Now again, we're looking for the equation in the y is equal to mx plus b format, the slope-intercept format. So let's look at this one right here. So here we have 3/4 x plus 8. That's in y is equal to mx plus b. This is your slope. And here, that's not in the format yet, so we're going to go ahead and make that into the format. So let's look at that. Let's rewrite it. And now I need to go ahead and make y on its own, so I'm going to go ahead and add 3x to both sides. I now have 4y is equal to 3x plus 32. Divide both sides by 4. I now have y is equal to 3/4 x plus 8. And so this right here became this, which means it has the same slope as this line right here. The next one, I have a slope of 3, and I need to go ahead and change this format. So let's go ahead and do this one. That's going to give me y minus 1 is equal to 3x plus 6. And then I'm going to add 1 here, add 1 here. I now have y is equal to 3x plus 7. And I'm looking at this, and this right here is my slope, so this and this right here, so let's go ahead and do this and this have the same slope because their numbers are exactly the same. Alright, so now let's go back, let's go on to perpendicular. So here we have this particular set of equations, and we're going to go ahead and just figure out which one of them are perpendicular. Now again, going back to the vocabulary words, perpendicular means it's the opposite reciprocal. So if we look at the slope and it's the opposite reciprocal, then that means they are going to be perpendicular. And again, perpendicular means it's going to come at each other with a 90-degree angle. So let's go and look at this one. So y is equal to -4 means you're going to be a horizontal line on the -4. So we have a line that's going straight this way. So now here, let's go ahead and solve that one. That's going to give us y minus 6 is equal to 5 times x plus 4. Solve that out. Add 6 to both sides. You now have y is equal to 5x plus 26. So here we have a 5. The slope on this is 0. The slope on this is actually undefined. So this is actually a straight line going up and down. So this and this will actually give us a perpendicular line. And then right here, let's go and look at this. So if I look at this number right here and this number right here, these two are opposite reciprocals of each other. So this line and this line will create that. So it'll come together at a 90-degree angle. Now this line right here, which is going to create a horizontal line, and this line right here is going to create a vertical line. So this line right here and this line right here, which is a 0 slope and this is an undefined slope, they're going to create a perpendicular line. So these two, because they are opposites, reciprocal, they are going to join each other at a perpendicular. And this line right here and this line right here, which creates a horizontal line for this and a vertical line for this. And no matter what, a horizontal and a vertical, they are going to create that 90-degree angle. All right. So, if you need more information or would like to review past concepts, go to www.youtube.com/user/tycodad, and that's your Chuck Norris fact for today. All right, thank you.